latest episode of Alien was called The Fly, but something that doesn't fly with me is Boy Cavalieri sitting with his feet on the table, legs wide open like he's about to take it up the ass by the xenomorph and that. No, I can accept the bare feet barely, even though I can't. But see that position, man.
Why did you announce his surname like he's part of the Soprano crew?
Aye, he fucking wishes.
Boy Cavalieri or something?
What's his name?
Boy Cavalier.
Cavalier. Boyd Cavalier.
Yeah, I did like an R and a couple of I's in there and
tried to make him sound better than what he is. I mean, the fact of the matter is this.
Well, you can't make him look any better, so maybe you're going to have to try and make him sound better. I think this must be one of the worst characters I've seen in TV history. And the problem for me with Alien Earth is there's a lot of bad characters. All the synthetics, well, not all of them, but a lot of them suck. And then you've got Hermit, who's not a synthetic, but with every passing minute this show goes by, he seems to become more childlike.
Yeah.
He seemed. I mean, at this point, he's probably more immature than. It might be the most. I don't know if is he being programmed or something, or is he? I don't know what is happening, but they've just seemed to.
Maybe that replacement lung. They actually replaced his fucking brain.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think so.
That could be a
I'm not even
plot twist.
I'm actually beginning to think that lung that they gave him may have had some sort of programming in it or something, because he really does seem like this immature, and he just seems to be acting slow and non-human like. But anyway, the xenomorph's growing. Wendy's communicating.
I thought I mean, in the first movie, it grows after about 10 minutes. It goes from like minute size to fucking massive. Why is it going from like baby size here to like half size then big size?
Maybe because they're got it under control. Maybe the growth of it's being slowed down or something.
Maybe, but how many times do we need to see her right up against the glass with her mouth open, going and the alien and Hermit's sitting there licking the Wendy's.
Yeah,
and then that guy's sitting rubbing his feet on the Wendy's. It's just fucking rank rotten.
Yeah, Nibs is to undergo testing. Last episode, she was wanting to have a baby and getting aggressive, so she's to be reprogrammed, but Arthur refuses to do it, so he gets fired by Boy Cavalier's right-hand man, and then the other woman who's there, reluctantly, Dame, she agrees to do the reset, but Arthur didn't, so he's out. He's fired.
And if you're still here, you'll get shot.
He's gone. He's got like less than a day to pack his bags and get away off the island. So, yeah, that's him done. Cavalier negotiates with Yutani over the returning of the ship, the ship's cargo. She ends up agreeing to pay $50 billion, but she wanted it to be returned immediately. But Boy Cavalier manages to negotiate this 6-week peace deal, or this not peace deal, 6-week
incubation chamber kind of situation where they're not allowed to give them because that would breach protocol and it's not safe.
Pretty much. So he says, right, we need quarantine for 6 weeks or whatever.
But it's him sitting at the table, man, legs wide open.
Who conducts business this way? Honestly,
a man just can't do this. This isn't basic instinct.
No, man. No one should do this, man.
No, I know.
Someone should have walked up and Morrow should have walked up and just slapped the shit out of him. I mean, that's what I'd have done. That was Morrow.
It's just fucking weird.
Yeah, right. Then, right, so there was a narrator. Now, I can't remember for which character, but there was a narrator saying something along the lines of, if the synthetics get too smart and too intelligent and learn too much, they will, in other words, basically said they'll be killed off, or they'll be, forgotten about, or retired, or whatever. And then we see Toodles, who I just said, I think he's actually the smartest one. I think he even seems to be smarter than Wendy. And then before we know it, he's feeding the aliens. He's keeping the aliens alive. One of the little hatches for the aliens, for the fly aliens, it's not working. So he goes inside the room to feed it. And just as I'm saying he's smart, well, no, he's not. Because And we've also got a lot of emphasis on the goat that has been infected with the eye, and the goat barges like the glass to almost scare Toodles, and he falls into the room. The door closes behind him. He gets locked in the room. The fly then attacks him, releases some sort of acid that just kills him. I know he's a synthetic, but the acid just seems to burn him, and Toodles dies. And there's
Toodle
me,
on later, jabroni.
there's me thinking, aye, he's the smartest guy there. He wasn't that fucking smart because he walked into the room with the alien and got locked out.
There should be protocol, right? Yeah, like the wee feeding hatch thing fell off, but you can't be feeding these creatures that can kill you with a look and just keeping the door slightly ajar with your foot, so to speak. I mean, this was fucking amateur here for Tootles, so he's dead. But again, synthetics, I thought they could maybe withstand a wee bit more than this, but no, apparently not. Get acid right in the coupon, and he's dead. So, Wendy...
Well, hold on, I mean, acid's just going to just destroy their entire body and frame, and they're built in...
No, yes, I know, but in the Alien movies, we've seen quite a lot of the androids. I mean, one of them got fucking ripped clean in half.
Now, well, maybe Toodles would have survived that. Maybe he would have survived getting cut in half.
Sadly for him, though, he didn't get that. But Wendy, she's disturbed by Nibs' behaviour because she doesn't remember anything, which prompts her to have a wee conversation and learns that she was reprogrammed. Was that the right call, reprogramming her? End of the day, if they want them under... See last episode, man.
Basically like a factory reset when you reset your laptop.
She was getting violent last episode.
You might lose some data, but here, if it saves the laptop, then it's worth doing.
We've all been there, folks. You know, that saves you a wee trip to Curry's or PC World.
System restore. So, yeah, we all get that. Right, then we've got Smiley, who is really pissing me fucking off.
Standing there.
Whole episode, he was trying to get Hermit into the incubation room so he could get the face hugger latched onto Hermit, but Hermit's busy with the two soldiers. They go out. I don't even know what they're doing at this point. I think they're just being kept busy. They're searching the perimeter or something. Hermit kind of suggests, here, is there boats? Is there any way we can get out of this place? And he gets told by the black woman, why would you want to leave? We're getting paid well. I like it here. And if I'm here, I can keep an eye on the aliens. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you can really do. All you can do is really keep an eye on them because you don't have any power. You don't have any control over shit.
She spun it because, well, I could leave, but then I wouldn't know when they're going to hurt me and when they're going to strike me. What sort of fucking pish mentality is that? You're right. She doesn't have any sway over them.
No, nothing's just...
She's just a fucking bit part here on this island. And again, this prick, Hermit, going about asking these questions. How obvious do you want to make it sound?
Yeah, and then he bumps into Arthur, who's been fired. He asks Arthur, is it safe here? Is my sister safe? But Arthur can't really communicate because they're all wired, I guess, and everyone's listening, and all surveillance cameras. They can pick up sound. It's like everything's been tampered with, so there is no, there's no privacy. So he taps into his laptop and basically says, nah, your sister's not safe here. Nobody's safe here. But here's the code to the boat. So he gives Hermit the boat code, and then we see basically Arthur's trying to track down Toodles because no one's heard from him. Last known location is in the science room. He goes in there, he sees that Toodles is being melted or acid dropped or whatnot, tries to pull him out, and before we know it, essentially one of the flies escapes, then a facehugger also escapes, and Slightly gets outside the room and locks the door behind him. And at this point, it's not looking good.
I did it for my family.
Arthur wants out. He's like, right, let me out. Slightly says, I need to do this. He's got my family. Arthur says, I've got a family too, but Slightly doesn't give a fuck. I guess they never, coded in his moral compass when they were programming this guy. And then we see a facehugger get Arthur. Slightly then drags Arthur into this sort of manhole, this ventilation shaft. And that's it. I guess they're going to hide there for a couple of days.
Was watching the entire time though.
Yeah, Kirsch was.
Very silent. Mouse mode. I've been there before.
Is he going to come back? Is he going to find Arthur? Is he going to put a stop to what Smiley's doing? Who knows? Listen, we got 2 deaths, or at least 1 death, and I don't think it's going to end well for Arthur, whether he dies or not. Anytime a face hugger attaches itself to someone, it normally infects them or impregnates them, whatever you want to call it, with an embryo or some form of alien. So I don't think it's going to be too good. It's not going to end well for Arthur. At least stuff happened. Yeah, like I said, the Toodles death, and you've got Arthur now being infected, and you know what? Arthur, that's probably a solid pick, because there's not many humans actually here to infect, and I knew he wasn't going to be Hermit, even though that was his like number one, candidate. You knew it wasn't going to be Hermit that got infected, so I guess Arthur was a...
When he get fired, the writing was on the wall for wee Arthur. Every day when you're walking down the street, good night.
Aye, anyway...
I probably preferred Arthur, the TV show, for this, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's it, guys. That's your rating. That's your episode review right there.
Rating time, though.
I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Ah, there we go. A wee 6 out of 10.
Yeah, it was alright.
6 for episode 6. I think in the next 2 episodes, shit's going to hit the fan. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, maybe I'll pick up. I thought episodes 3 and 4 were really poor.
Yeah.
But the last couple of episodes have been decent enough. So, but overall, just the characters. There's just no one really likable. I
don't think there's a season 2.
Yeah, there's just no. I don't know. There's no standout characters. There's just nothing. You know, some characters are better than others, but there's no like scene savers. You know, there's
no character right in a year's time I'm going to remember and be like, fuck, remember them? Wish that was back on. They're just there. They're just the characters are simply there. They're casted. None of them feel larger than life.
Yep, anyway guys, that's it. Till next time, let us know your thoughts down below. We'll see you in the next one for The Fly. Peace.